Let us continue coordination compounds. In the coordination compounds, we will go for a isomerism. In the isomerism, we will see structural isomerism, geometrical isomerism, and stereoisomerism. Now, structural isomerism we will see some complexes. That complexes coming under which structural isomers we will see. Now we will take the complex. We will take the complex CO NH3 5 times Br NH3 5 times Br SO4. This is the complex we are taking. We will take another complex CO NH3 5 times SO4 Br. Now this complex is this complex red violet, this complex red, this complex red. This complex will dissolve in water. This complex also will dissolve in water. This complex is dissociating to give ions. What are the ions in the sense? CO NH3 5 times Br plus 2 ions and SO4 2 minus ions. This we will dissolve in water. It is dissociating to give ions, that is CO NH3 5 times SO4 plus 1 and Br minus aqueous. Okay, so these two have same molecular formula, but dissociating to give different ions. Therefore, these two comes under which isomers, in the sense ionization isomers. These two comes under ionization isomers. Ionization isomers. Okay, in structural isomerism, it is one type, ionization isomers. How do we say these two are structural isomers? Because structure is different. Here sulfate is there, here bromine is there. So structure is different. Therefore, structural isomers. In the structural isomers, which type, in the sense ionization isomers? Why? Because ionization, they are giving different ions. Different ions they are giving. Therefore, ionization isomerism we can say. Next, we will take a CrH2O 6 times Cl3. This is one complex. We will take another complex CrH2O 5 times Cl2H2. This is another complex. Next complex we will take CrH2O 4 times Cl2 Cl dot 2H2. This complex we will take. We have taken 3 complexes here. We will see the color of these complexes. First complex is violet. Second complex is gray green. Second complex is gray green. Gray green. Third complex is green. Third complex is grey. So we have taken complexes like this. Now we will see hydrated water molecules. We will see hydrated water molecules. Here number of hydrated water molecules 6. Number of hydrated water molecules nil. No water molecules are in hydration. Here number of hydrated water molecules 1. Here number of hydrated water molecules 2. Number of hydrated water molecules are different. Then coordinated water molecules will see. Here 6 water molecules are in coordination with the chromium. So coordinated water molecule 6. Here coordinated water molecules 5. Here coordinated water molecules 4. Number of coordinated water molecules are different. Molecular formula same. Like this is there means then we will call this is as a hydrate isomers. Hydrate isomers we will call. So this is called hydrate isomerism. Hydrate isomerism and hydrate isomers we will say. So hydrate isomerism means molecular formula should be same. Then number of coordinated water molecules should be different. Number of hydrated water molecules should be different. This is called a hydrate isomerism. It is coming under structural isomerism. How we will say structure is different. Here if you see this complex ion you take, complex ion alone you take, CrH2O 6 times 3 plus. In this complex ion, water molecules are in coordination. It is octahedral. Here if we take CrH2O 5 times Cl, what charge in the sense 2 plus. Here you see it is octahedral, but Cl is there. Here Cl is not there. Here if you see H2O 4 times Cl2 plus 1. Here if you see it is octahedral, 2 Cl are there. Therefore structure is different. Structure is different means surrounding atoms are different. Here surrounding atoms only water molecules. Here surrounding atoms on chlorine. Here surrounding atoms 2 chlorine. Therefore we can say these are structural isomers. Structural isomers. Structural isomers we can say. So in the structural isomers, we have seen second type, hydrate isomerism. Next we will see coordinate isomerism. Next we are going for a next type we will take. Next type of structural isomerism we will see. Next type of structural isomerism. We will take a complex CO NH3 6 times. Then CrCN 6 times. This complete one is called complex compound. That means one is cation, another one is anion. This complete one is called complex compound means one is cation, another one is anion. That is the meaning. Okay. Which one is cation, which one is anion? How to know it? For that, we will take cobalt. Cobalt generally shows +2 or +3 oxidation numbers. Chromium generally shows +3 or +6 oxidation numbers. Other oxidation numbers also possible, but the mentioned one is most common. Cobalt means +2 +3, chromium means +3 +6, like this. NH3 is the neutral ligand. For NH3 net charge is 0. Cyanide is Cn minus, net charge is -1. Therefore 6 times cyanide means here -6 is there. Here 0 is there. Now see, one should be cation, another should be anion. Generally we will write cation first and anion next. It is general. Sometimes we can write anion also first, cation also second. Like that also we can write. For example, ammonium acetate. Ammonium acetate formula we are writing as CH3 COO minus NH4 plus, anion first, cation second. Therefore we cannot say that first one is cation, second one is anion. We cannot say, sir. So now this is a 0 charge, but cobalt is having oxidation number +2 or +3. So if we give +2 or if we give +3, whatever you give, then we can say this first one is cation, we can say. Therefore second one should be anion. Second one must be anion. It is -6. So chromium we have to give +3 or +6. Which we have to give? We have to give +3, we have to give +6, we cannot give. If we give +6, then it is a separate one. It is not anion. Therefore chromium we have to give how much in the sense +3 we have to give. Chromium if we give +3, this net charge of this anion is -3. That means this net charge of cation is +3. So cobalt is +3. So like this we have found oxidation numbers of this cobalt and chromium we have found. Now in this complex compound, cation is complex, anion also complex. Okay, so we have taken a complex compound in which cation is complex, anion is complex. Both are complex, both are complexes, like that we have taken. Now what we will do in the sense, now let us interchange ligands. Let us interchange the ligand. One NH3 let it come here, one CN let it go here. Okay, sir. Let us interchange the ligand. Okay. One NH3 is replaced by cyanide. Okay. One cyanide is replaced by NH3. Okay. We got like this compound we got. Now again let us interchange one ligand in each. Here one NH3, here one cyanide. Let us interchange. We will get CO, NH3 5 becomes 4, Cn twice. CO, Cn 5 times becomes 4 times, NH3 twice. Let us interchange one more ligand now. CO, NH3 thrice, Cn thrice. CO, Cn thrice, NH3 thrice. Okay, let us interchange one more ligand. CO, NH3 twice, Cn 4 times. See here Cr will be there, isn't it? Here Cr, this is Cr metal. It is not CO, Cr. It is a Cr. Chromium here. So we are interchanging one more ligand. So here Cn is twice, NH3 is 4 times. Let us interchange one more ligand. CO, NH3, Cn 5 times. Cr, Cn, NH3 5 times. Let us interchange one more ligand. CO, Cn 6 times. Cr, NH3 6 times. Okay. Now in this one, this is cation. In this cation net charge is how much in the sense? +2. This anion charge is -2. Here cation charge is +1, anion charge is -1. Here cation, it is not cation, it is not anion. This is one separate complex compound. It is separate complex compound. Here two compounds are there. Therefore, and we will write here. Okay. Here two compounds are there. Here two compounds. Okay. It is one complex compound. It is one complex compound. We cannot say it is cation, it is anion. Okay. Because the net charge of the complex is 0 here. Therefore, it is one complex compound. It is one complex compound. For this net charge -1. For this net charge +1. So it is anion, it is cation. For this net charge -2. For this net charge +2. It is anion, it is cation. For this net charge -3. For this net charge +3. It is anion, it is cation. Okay. We are written like this. Now you see. Here, let us remove this one. Let us remove this one. Okay. We need not consider this one because both are these two are separate complexes. None is cation, none is anion. Okay. Now we have taken the complex compound. Here cation is complex, anion also complex. By interchanging the ligands, we got so and so complexes we got. These are called isomers because they have same molecular formula. Therefore, these are called isomers. But structures is different. How do we say structure is different? Here only NH3 is coordinated with cobalt, but here NH3 and Cn is coordinated with cobalt. Therefore, in the structures, in all have octahedral structure only, but the surrounding species is different. Therefore, these are structural isomers. All are octahedral only, but the surrounding species is different. Therefore, these are structural isomers. Now, in these, we are getting these by interchanging ligands. Therefore, these are called coordinate isomers. These are called what means coordinate isomers. So, how to get coordinate isomers? What is the condition? Coordinate isomers means we have to take a complex compound in which cation must be complex and anion also must be complex. By interchanging ligands, we have to get isomers. Then we can say these are coordinate isomers. Okay. So coordinate isomers means what you have to do? You have to take a complex compound in which cation must be complex, anion also must be complex. Cation, anion must be complex. By interchanging ligands, we will write isomers. Those isomers are called coordinate isomers, we can say. So, next, structural isomerism, we will see. We are going for next structural isomerism. We are taking CO, NH3 5 times, NO2. Then Cl2 is outside, is there? It is a yellow brown. This color is yellow brown. Next we will take a CO NH3 5 times, CO NH3 5 times, ONO Cl2. It is red. It is a red color. Okay, it is yellow brown. It is yellow brown. It is red. Like that we said color. Now here coordination number 6, therefore octahedral. Here coordination number 6, therefore octahedral. Here central metal is cobalt. Cobalt is linked with the NO2. NO2 linkage is like this. NO2 linkage is like this. Okay. In the NO2, nitrogen is bonded with the central metal here, cobalt, ONO like this. In this ligand, oxygen is linking with the cobalt. So this molecular formula same. It is octahedral because both have coordination number 6. But linkage is different. In this ligand, nitrogen is linking with central metal. In this ligand, oxygen is linked with the central metal. Since linkage is different, these two are called linkage isomers. Linkage isomers. These also called structural isomers, we can say. So we are calling these two as linkage isomers. These two are structural isomers, we can say. So which ligand will show linkage isomerism? Means the ligand should have minimum 2 donor sites. In that one should donate, one should make dative bond with the central metal. Here we are taking NO2. In this NO2, nitrogen is a donor as well as oxygen is a donor. In NO2, NO2 we are taking NO2 minus and ONO minus we are taking. Now we will take a ligand NO2 minus and ONO minus. Molecular formula same, but here donor is N, here donor is O. Here nitrogen is linking, here oxygen is linking. Therefore, these two are called ambidended ligands. Ambidended ligands. Ambidended ligands will show linkage isomerism. Ambidended ligands will show linkage isomerism. Like this, we'll take cyanide. Cyanide, isocyanide. Isocyanide. Here carbon will make dative bond. Carbon will link with the central metal. Here nitrogen will link with the central metal. Therefore, linking atoms are different. Therefore, linkage isomers. Ambidended ligands. Ambidended ligands means ligands will have same molecular formula, but linking atom will be different. Then we'll take SCN minus, thiocyanate. Then we'll take isothiocyanate. Here nitrogen makes nitrogen links with the central metal. Here sulfur links with the central metal. Linking atom is different, but molecular formula same. Therefore, these two are ambidended ligands. These two will form linkage isomers. It is thiocyanate. It is isothiocyanate. So, ambidended ligands will form linkage isomers. So that in structural isomers, what are the things means? One is structural isomers. We have discussed 4 types. We have discussed. Next, we will go for Geometrical isomers. Before going to geometrical isomers, let us see valency bond theory, how it explains geometry of complexes. After discussing this, we will go for this geometrical isomerism. Okay. Now we will take a complex. The complex is what in the sense CO NH3 6 times 3 plus. This complex we have taken. In this complex, ligand is NH3 6 times present. Therefore, coordination number is 6 because 6 coordinate bonds formed. Coordination number 6 means octahedral, we can say. Now we will take the complex is this one, CO NH3 4 times Cl2 plus. In this ligands NH3 and Cl, totally 6 coordinate bonds are formed. Therefore, octahedral, coordination number 6. Therefore, octahedron is the shape. In this complex, same type of ligands are there. Only one type of ligand is there. Therefore, this complex is called a homoleptic complex. In this complex, different types of ligands are there. Therefore, it is called a heteroleptic complex. Heteroleptic complex, you can say. Now, how valency bond theory explains these complex compounds, we will see. Now we will take a coordination number 6. Coordination number 6 means that is octahedral complex. What is the hybridization of central metal? That is how valency bond theory explains that we will see. Now we will take the complex CO NH3 6 times 3 plus. The experimental evidence says that the magnetic moment of this complex is 0. That means this complex is diamagnetic. Diamagnetic in the sense here no unpaired electrons. Unpaired electrons are not present in this complex. Okay. Now we will say the hybridization of central metal using valency bond theory here. Okay. Now here central metal is cobalt. Atomic number is 27. So electronic configuration is argon 3d7 4s2 4p is 0. The central metal cobalt is having oxidation number, how much means plus 3. So plus 3 oxidation number because NH3 is neutral charge is 0. So cobalt oxidation number is plus 3. So electronic configuration is argon 3d6 4s 0. 4p is 0. 3d is having 6 electrons. That 6 electrons let us fill in 5 orbitals. Now 6 electrons will fill like this. You will fill like this. Why we have to fill like this? In the sense this complex magnetic moment is 0. So unpaired electrons should not be there. So we have to fill 3d6 6 electrons in d orbitals without having any unpaired electrons. Therefore 6 electrons we have filled like this. We left 2 d orbitals vacant. Then 4s is vacant, 4p is vacant. Now here this central metal has to provide 6 vacant hybrid orbitals in order to form dative bonds with 6 ligands. Ligand is electron pair donor, central metal is electron pair acceptor. So this central metal has to provide 6 vacant hybrid orbitals. So therefore the central metal is providing 6 vacant hybrid orbitals. So central metal allows 6 pure orbitals for intermixing, that is 2 3d orbitals, 1 4s orbital and 3 4p orbitals, and forms what in the sense sp, that means d2 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Central metal provides d2 sp3 hybrid orbitals. So d2 sp3 hybrid orbitals means 6 vacant hybrid orbitals central metal provides. Now ligand NH3 comes. Ligand NH3 provides lone pair. That lone pair and this vacant d2 sp3 overlapping and forming dative bond between central metal and ligand. Here also one ligand, here one ligand, here one ligand, here one ligand, here one ligand. Therefore, CO3 plus in complex, in the complex CONH3 6 times 3 plus, in this complex, what is the electronic configuration means argon, then 3D is 6, 3D6 means 3D 3 orbitals will take 6 electrons, then D2 sp3 hybridization. So D2 sp3 hybridization means that is 6 orbitals. Here one ligand, here second ligand, here third ligand, here fourth ligand, fifth ligand, sixth ligand. It is D2 sp3 hybridization. So CO3 plus in the complex has shown so electronic configuration. All the electrons are paired, therefore no unpaired electrons, therefore this complex is diamagnetic. Now hybridization of cobalt in this complex is D2sp3. In this hybridization, orbitals coming from which to intermix means p orbitals from fourth shell, s orbitals from fourth shell, d orbitals from third shell went for intermixing. That means d orbitals from inner shell went for intermixing, therefore it is called a inner orbital complex. This complex we are calling as a inner orbital complex. Inner orbital complex. Then in this one, this 3D6 we are filling in what way means in the form of pairing by disobeying Hund's rule. Therefore, total spin decreases. Therefore, this complex also called low spin complex. Low spin complex. We are disobeying Hund's rule. Therefore, 6 electrons are completely paired without unpairing. Therefore, we can call this complex as spin paired complex. Spin paired complex. We are calling this is as spin paired complex. So, this CONH3 6 times 3 plus is called a inner orbital complex or lower spin complex or spin paired complex, we can say. Okay. Now we will go for another complex. We will take a COF6 3 minus. We will take. We are taking the complex COF6 3 minus complex. We will take. The experimental evidence says that this complex is having 4 unpaired electrons. This complex is having 4 unpaired electrons. This complex is paramagnetic. Okay. How it is that we will see. Now cobalt will take central metal. Cobalt will take atomic number is 27. So electronic configuration is argon 3d7 4s2. The oxidation number of cobalt is +3 because F is having -1. Here ligand is F minus. Its oxidation number is, its charge is -1. So 6 times F means 6 minus. Therefore, cobalt will take +3 oxidation number. Cobalt +3 electronic configuration is argon 3d6 4s0 4p0 4d0. Okay. Now 3d6 how we have to fill in the sense we have to fill 6 electrons of 3d such that we should get 4 unpaired electrons. 4 unpaired electrons like that we have to fill. So here 1 electron, second electron, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. We got 4 unpaired electrons. We got. Okay. So in the previous case, how we have filled 3d6 in the sense we have disobeyed Hund's rule, but here we are obeying Hund's rule. So why? Because based on experimental fact we are doing like this. Okay. Now we have filled 3d6. Then in this complex 6 ligands are there. So central metal cobalt should provide 6 vacant hybrid orbitals in order to make bond with 6 ligands. So to provide 6 vacant equivalent hybrid orbitals, this cobalt is providing 6 pure atomic orbitals from its valence shell for intermixing. So which orbitals it will provide? One is 1 4s, 3 4p orbitals, 2 4d orbitals, 2 4d orbitals, 3 4p orbitals, 1 4s orbital for intermixing. They are intermixing to give what hybridization means sp3d2 hybridization. So 6 sp3d2 hybrid orbitals it is provided, ligands making dative bond with them. Okay. Now we will see CO3 plus in COF6 3 minus electronic configuration. Will see that is argon, then 3d6, 3d6 how we are filling in the sense 3d contains 5 orbitals. 3d contains 5 orbitals. That electrons how we are filling in the sense 2 3 4 5 6 like this we are filling. Then sp3d2 sp3d2 how many hybrid orbitals means 6 hybrid orbitals 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. We will give ligands here. One ligand is giving electron pair, second ligand, third ligand, fourth ligand, fifth ligand, sixth ligand. Okay, this is the electronic configuration of CO3 plus in COF6 3 minus. Here 4 unpaired electrons are there. That's what experiment says. Here hybridization is what means sp3d2 hybridization. Okay, so in this complex the which orbitals coming for intermixing to give hybrid orbitals means 4d 4p 4s. From outer shell only orbitals coming for hybrid coming for intermixing to give hybridization hybrid orbital. Therefore it is called outer orbital complex. It is called what means outer orbital complex. It is called outer orbital complex. Okay, in this 3d we are filling electrons without by obeying Un's rule. Un's rule means Un's rule for maximum multiplicity. That means high spin, total spin will be high. So it is called high spin complex. High spin complex. Then here we are not forcing the electrons to pair up. Therefore it is spin free complex. Spin free complex. Spin free complex we can say. So it is outer orbital complex we can say. So if D is D to sp3 means this D from inner shell, S and P from outer shell. Now sp3 D2 means S, P, D all from outer shell. Okay, so that the octahedral complex means two types are possible. One is outer orbital complex, another one is inner orbital complex. Like this, two types are possible. Okay, now here we said in the two examples which is outer orbital complex, which is inner orbital complex by taking a experimental fact. What is the experimental fact? Magnetic moment. Using magnetic moment, we said inner orbital complex or outer orbital complex, we said. Suppose magnetic moment is not given. Magnetic moment is not given. That idea is not given, whether it is paramagnetic or diamagnetic or number of unpaired electrons, nothing is given. Then hybridization is asked. Then how to find? For which we will do one thing. We will take in crystal field theory, ligand strength is given. Using that ligand strength, if we remember that ligand strength order of ligand strength, then we can say whether the complex is inner orbital or outer orbital, we can say. Suppose magnetic moment, that experimental fact is not given means. Sir, now first we will see ligand strength. We will see. If we remember that ligand strength order, then using that we can say whether the complex is inner orbital or outer orbital, we can say. So ligand strength we will discuss now. Okay, what is a ligand strength? Ligand strength order. Okay, that I minus less than, Br minus less than, SCN minus less than, Cl minus less than, sulfide less than, F minus less than, OH minus less than, oxalate less than. Okay, less than what in the sense water less than, NCS minus less than, EDTA less than, NH3 less than, En ethylene diamine less than, cyanide less than, carbon monoxide. It is a ligand's strength order of ligand's strength order. Ligand's strength order we have given. By remembering this, we can say whether the given octahedral complex is inner orbital or outer orbital, what is the magnetic moment, how many unpaired electrons present in the complex, those details we can say. If experimental fact is given, experimental fact of magnetic moment is given, means this order is not required. Otherwise, we should know it. Sir, now we will take the complex is Mn Cn 6 times 3 minus we will take. Mn Cn 6 times 3 minus complex we will take. Now, just this complex is given. We have to say rest of the factors. What is the rest of the factors? Inner orbital or outer orbital we have to say. Hybridization of central metal we have to say. Then we have to say magnetic moment. All the details we have to say. How to say that we'll see. Now, in this complex, what is the central metal? First we will see. Central metal is manganese. This manganese atomic number is 25. This electronic configuration is argon 3d5 4s2. Now we will see its oxidation number. We will see oxidation number. How much we will see? Manganese oxidation number. Manganese oxidation number we have to find. So 6 times cyanide. Cyanide means -1 equal to -3. So manganese coming under +3. Manganese oxidation number +3. Therefore, electronic configuration is what means argon 3d4 4s0 4s0 4p0. Okay. Now 3D contains 5 orbitals. How to fill 3D, that we will see. Okay, 4 electrons present in the 3D, that how to fill we will see. For which we will see the ligand. Ligand is cyanide. Cyanide comes here. If ligand comes after water, that is called strong filled ligands. If ligand comes after water, that is called strong filled ligands. So cyanide comes after water, therefore it is strong filled ligand. Strong filled ligand means make the electrons to pair up. In the d electrons, how to give in the sense like pairing, like that you give it. Okay, so like that we will give 3d4, we will give like pairing we have given. When we are giving like this, what we should know in the sense, okay, we have given like pairing. Whether it is correct or wrong, we have to check at last. Okay, sir. Now we will see the coordination number. Coordination number is 6. Therefore, it is octahedral. Therefore, from manganese, 6 pure atomic orbitals should go for intermixing to give 6 vacant hybrid orbitals. That means 6 orbitals should go for intermixing. Take 2 from 3D, 1 from 4s, 3 from 4p. Then you will get D2 sp3 hybridization. Octahedral means D2 sp3, otherwise sp3 D2. Okay. From D you take 2 orbitals. Don't take more than that. Octahedral means one hybridization is D2 sp3, another hybridization is sp3 D2. Okay. D orbitals 2, s orbital 1, p orbitals 3. Like that only you have to take for intermixing for octahedral complex. So from 3D we have taken 2 orbitals. From 3D we have taken 2 orbitals. From 4s1, 4p3. So we got D2 sp3 hybridization. Don't take d orbitals from 4D. Why? Because 3D has lesser energy when compared to 4D. If lesser energy atomic orbitals intermixing means, then hybrid orbital will have less energy, then stability will be more. Okay. Therefore, D2 sp3 is the hybridization for this manganese. That means for inner orbital, it is inner orbital complex. For inner orbital complex, how many d orbitals required for intermixing? Only 2. So these 2 orbitals give for intermixing. Okay, these 2 orbitals you are giving for intermixing. Rest of the 3 d orbitals is there no? 3 d orbitals are available now. Now fill these 4 electrons in the 3 d orbitals. How to fill? How to fill? That means here don't pair the electrons. 1 electron you give here. 1 electron you give here. So 4 electrons we are filling like this. So here 3D contains 4 electrons. That 4 electrons we are filling like this. Therefore, here how many unpaired electrons are there? Means 2 unpaired electrons are there. So this complex is having 2 unpaired electrons. Therefore, it is paramagnetic. In this complex, central metal hybridization is D2sp3. It is coming under inner orbital complex. The shape is octahedral here. Okay, so like this we can say. So we said these factors by seeing this ligand field strength. This cyanide is coming after water, therefore cyanide is a strong field ligand. Therefore, we have to force the 4 electrons. We have to force the electrons to go for pairing. Like that, we came to know it. So we have to force the electrons to pairing only. But here we have paired, but here we have not allowed the electrons to pair because this vacant orbital is there here. So let the electrons be unpairing, then stability will be more, isn't it? Therefore, we have written these 2 electrons like this. Don't pair them because vacant orbital is there, no. Therefore, don't pair them. So keep like this. Sorry. Next, we'll take another complex Mn Cl 6 times 3 minus, like this complex will take. Here central metal is manganese. Its atomic number is 25. Therefore, electronic configuration is argon 3d5 4s2. Argon 3d5 4s2. Here oxidation number of manganese we will see. Oxidation number of manganese is how much we will see. Manganese 6 times chlorine. Chlorine will show -1 equal to net charge -3. So manganese oxidation number is +3. Therefore, electronic configuration is argon 3d 4 4s0 4p0 4d0. It is the electronic configuration. 3d contains how many orbitals? In the sense 5 orbitals. So 5 orbitals we have taken. So now we will see ligand is Cl minus. Cl minus coming under which category we will see? Cl minus comes here, that is before water. Before water means weak field ligand. Weak field ligand means don't allow the electrons to pair. Don't allow the electrons to pair. Don't force the electrons to pair. Okay. So 4 electrons, we will pair 1 electron, second electron, third electron, fourth electron. Okay. Now we will go for hybridization. In the hybridization, we can say that this here ligand is 6 ligands are there. So 6 coordinate bonds. So manganese is having 6 coordinate bonds, octahedral. Octahedral means manganese should provide 6 vacant hybrid orbitals. Therefore, 6 vacant hybrid orbitals it has to provide to show octahedral. So octahedral means, remember that one is a D2sp3 hybridization possible, another one is sp3 D2 hybridization is possible. What is the meaning of this one? Means this D means 2 d orbitals from inner shell. This means 2 d orbitals from outer shell. Here inner shell is not having 2 d orbitals for vacant. This 3d is not having vacant d orbitals. Only one is there. Therefore, take 1 4s, take 3 4p, take 2 4d orbitals for intermixing and get sp3 d2 hybrid orbitals. Don't take 1 3d 1 4d like that. Don't take it. Octahedral means either d2sp3 or sp3d2. Take 2 d orbitals from inner shell, otherwise take 2 d orbitals from outer shell. Here if you see 3d contains only one vacant orbital, therefore we cannot take 3d orbital for intermixing. We want 2 vacant d orbitals. Here 2 vacant d orbitals are not there, therefore don't take from 3d, take from 4d. Therefore it is coming under outer orbital complex sp3d2 hybridization. It contains 4 unpaired electrons. This MnCl6 3 minus contains 4 unpaired electrons, we can say.